Hello and welcome to my video where I'm going to show you a 5-stitch selvage pattern, which is a great way to finish off flat knitting projects. This pattern involves the first 5 and last 5 stitches on every row, and the effect on the side edges or selvedges is a kind of striped or ribbed look. Even though this video is not sponsored, I believe this is the same selvage that's used in Nora Gorn's cable source book, so I thought I'd just give that a shout out. Okay, so for row 1, which will be the right side of your flat knitting, we'll begin by slipping 2 stitches purlwise with the yarn in back. To do this, make sure the working yarn is at the back behind the needles. Then take your needle down through the next stitch as if to purl, but instead of purling, just slip the stitch off the end of the needle. And then repeat once more. Then bring the working yarn to the front of the needles and purl one. Take the yarn to the back of the needles and knit one. And back to the front again to purl one. Then, since we've completed the first 5 stitches, which is the selvage, we can now do any stitch we like until there's only 5 stitches remaining. In my case, I'm doing stockinette stitch, so I'm just going to do knit stitches until I've just got 5 stitches left. And then for the last 5 stitches, which is the selvage, you need to bring the working yarn to the front and purl one, to the back to knit one, to the front to purl one, and then to the back again to knit 2. And then we're on to row 2, which represents the wrong side of your knitting. To begin, we slip 2 stitches purlwise with the yarn in front. So make sure the working yarn is at the front of the needles towards you, and then take your needle down through the next stitch as if to purl, but instead of purling, just slip the stitch off the end of the needle. And then repeat. And then purl the next 3 stitches. And that completes the first 5 stitches, which is the selvage. So again, you can now do any stitch until you've only got 5 stitches remaining. Because I'm doing stockinette stitch, I'm just going to purl. And then for the last 5 stitches, which is the selvage, you're just going to do 5 purl stitches. And that's it, that's the 2-row pattern repeat completed. And here you can see the result of repeating those 2 rows over and over. Hopefully you'll see what I mean when I describe these selvedges as having a kind of striped look. And here you can see the very edges and the back. As you'll be able to see at the top of the central section, I decided to do a little bit of garter stitch rather than stockinette stitch, just so you can see how that looks. And for comparison purposes, I also knitted a sample in a lower weight yarn. I really hope you found this tutorial helpful, and thank you very much for watching.